Hello traders, this is DAX recap video for Wednesday, February the 14th, and this is the chart that was posted before the open alongside with these morning notes. So in the morning notes I said that what we are seeing on the chart is an up move by the deep market that didn't really provide any pullback yesterday, not on DAX and not on the S&P. So first meaningful pullback is likely to be bought, and also main support zone here, main resistance zone here. Of course we are expecting reaction on the first test. That didn't happen today because market was subdued into the smaller range and we didn't get that. Also yesterday high zone was here. This was the move in the pre-market, and this was around 7:50 a.m. Today's morning notes and chart was published a bit before than usual. So this here is an aggressive zone of support, and I said in the notes that this here, this zone 120 to 135 with previous cash close inside is better zone of support, and then that if market goes below this range from yesterday, yesterday RTH session, then in that case we could see a move to test this lower zone. Now with that in mind, what is the aggressive zone of support, what is the better zone of support, that this is the by the deep market, you will take longs on the first test of the zones, and the first opportunity was right after the open. So this line here is the open. We had the pre-market low a bit lower than this yesterday high zone and pre-market high here. So the first move after the open, market looked like this. So we have now pullback to the first aggressive zone of support, and these aggressive zones of support tends to hold and to provide a reaction if the market is really strong. So first test you expect a reaction, and this was a classic zone to zone trade. So entry here and closing just in case in the next zone and below pre-market high. So long here and close there, close to the pre-market high. So this could be let's say 40-pointer trade here, and it was our first trade in line with the bias. And now when the market is struggling here to go above the zone and above pre-market high, and this is the first test of the zone in regular trading hours. Now zone was already tested in the pre-market. Now it is the first first test of the zone in the regular trading hours, and you could attempt short here, especially if you already have a winner here, and this trade could be short with only 20-point stop, and again to seek a move to the lower zone or to the pre-market low, because as we have seen in the recent days, there are days when market is just going inside the range, and then they could go inside this pre-market range also. So this is the logical target for you, this zone and pre-market low. And only if you were really patient, you could even get a move to the next zone, which would be an awesome trade. But just this from here again to make another 40 points could be good enough. It would be a 2-hour trade easily. And now we are going to this zone here, which, as I said, is a better zone of support, not only because cash closes here, but because, of course, this is additional reason, but also you have this RTH low from yesterday here, and look how good of level that was. They attempted 3 times to go below it. So yesterday range was this, and now you are touching the bottom of it, and you have previous cash close inside. So this is again a long trade here. And now when you see and observe that market is struggling here, that they didn't have a good pullback immediately because they had a 100-point drop to the downside, almost 100 points. So you could expect, okay, let me get some good movement, fast movement to this pre-market low, and then you will see. But that move really took some time, and it is no mistake if you just close it near pre-market low and waited for the next opportunity. Then the market come back again to the previous cash close in this zone. Now this is second test. Now you must really keep your eyes open and observe, because as you can see, market moves in fractals. This is one range that was here. This is then another range. That range is broken. Now we have another range here, and you can observe it like this. Okay, is the price going below or not? Because in this time here, when market is testing again the zone, there are two options. Either this zone is going to hold, and then you can expect another move to the upside, which would be in line with the bullish bias. Or if you see a breakdown, you can catch that breakdown as it goes and seek the price to go here, or wait for it to make a pullback, and for you to be sure that it isn't a false breakdown, and then enter on a pullback. But what you should not do at any case is to assume here that it is going to be a breakdown and then entry short just because this is a second test and there is a possibility that this level breaks, because this same level has held it 3 times yesterday and now 2 times. So this level is already tested 5 times, and tomorrow if they're going to test this for the 6th or the 7th time, then the odds that it is going to be broken and this main support to be tested are increasing. But you don't know, you cannot know that in advance, and market is going to make some tells that it is ready to break a range, and it is usually going to be on the way on the same side where your bias is, like when we had those breakouts from before, and market was testing and testing and testing the resistance, and at the end they were making like a range below, small range below the resistance, and whole pre-market was just balancing below resistance, and then after the opening it would go whoop to the upside and break. And that is not the case today. Today we are bullish, and we are prepared more to buy dips, not to sell the rips, and really not to expect some kind of breakdowns. And if they happen, then you either go with it as it goes, or you will wait for a pullback and then to enter. Not to go in advance, which would be basically selling a support. And this market now is like neutral bullish market. So classic buy the dip market. And after this, if you took here, so this wasn't really a clear as day setup, but after many candles are touching here, nothing is happening, and it is holding, and after it, if you see that it is going up, now is the time for you to go long with it, with your stop just below the zone, and again targeting this next zone. So this also is a long setup, but not as clear as this first two setups, which were basically first test of the zone. This was first test of the zone, this was first test of the zone. Those are the ones that was easy to catch. So even if you are long from here and bank something here, or you are holding, waiting for this, so you don't have to close here, especially if you already have some profit from these two two possible trades from before, even if you took just one. If you're coming here on the better zone of support and you already have a profit, so you're basically risking a part of the profit that you already took, then it is psychologically much easier to hold this and to really sit on this for, you see, this is the test around 10:45, 11, and here is like 1:30, so 2.5 hours of chopping. But you know, we are not digging trenches or working in the mine. You're sitting in your chair and wait for this. So you could also wait for this. You don't have to scalp this market. You could day trade, and day trade sometimes lasts for like 6 or 7 hours or 10 hours even. So this is an additional long opportunity, and now you seek, when you observe that the market is going back inside the pre-market range, that could very well mean that they are going again to the end of the range, and this is your exit here. Later, this, I would not waste time on this. This is really discretionary and only to be taken these bounces and shorts from here if you made something here. If you are, you know, on fire, if you are, you know, having a streak, then you could trade more. But out of these 4 trades, honestly, if you took just one of them and now at 6 p.m. you're sitting on some profit, you are done your job for today. You have a profit and you can just turn off everything and tomorrow prepare for the next day. And tomorrow we will have another set of morning notes and chart with support and resistance zones. That is it for me for this video. I wish you good trading.